The Word of God in Acts. What are we asking about here? There is a phrase that appears in Greek and also in English that involves the Word of. And the Word of God, the Word of the Lord, the Word of faith, the Word of salvation, even the Word of grace, all appear frequently in the book of Acts as a way to talk about the message that comes from God. Word, in Luke's writing, but most notably, I think, in Acts, refers not just to something verbal, a conversation, but it can refer also to healing, the carrying out of signs and wonders, which attest to the presence of God. It can refer to visions that don't always have a speech component. It can refer to some sort of in-the-heart message, which may or may not be words in the way that we typically understand them. So this is the message of God, and you might think of it in two ways. One is the message from God. That is, this word or message comes always from God, perhaps from God now through Jesus and the Spirit to humankind. Another way to think about this, not that one or the other is ever used, but both always, is the word about God. Because the word from God is the word about the salvation that God wills to bring among people. Now you might ask yourself, well, what is this word about salvation that God would like folk to know? And what happens when the message is delivered? It is harking back now to Luke's Gospel, because we know that Luke is the same writer of the Gospel as well as the book of Acts. We know that when the message or word of and about God comes among humankind, it carries God's actual presence. If you look back at Luke chapter 10, you'll see that Jesus tells his own disciples who have gone out into the world that when they are received and their message is received, Jesus is received, and even the one who sent Jesus, God, is received among humankind. So this word of God actually brings the presence of God into the lives of humankind for their well-being. It is not, by and large, in the book of Acts, ever a word of condemnation, but a word of grace that creates community and brings joy.